My name is Cameron Porter. I was a professional soccer, and now I'm an entrepreneur pursuing an idea that I've been passionate for about the last 4 or 5 years.
Salut, c'est Soutien du CONCACAF. Bienvenue à un épisode spécial dans la plateforme podcast du Football Club. J'ai la chance de parler avec Cameron Porter, l'ancien héros, l'héros toujours de l'Impact de Montréal et jeune retraité professionnel du soccer, qui est maintenant un entrepreneur en sciences informatiques. Donc j'espère que vous allez adorer ce spécial Football Club. Évidemment, vous savez tous que Porter sera à Montréal ce samedi pour sonner la cloche, on espère, avec les 16h42 au stade olympique pour le match Impact TFC. J'espère que vous aimez cette entrevue. Partagez, likez et inscrivez-vous à nos podcasts sur iTunes et autres plateformes de balade de diffusion. Allez, à la prochaine. So Cameron, Mr. Cameron Porter, thank you for being on Football Club, the French platform soccer in Montreal. I appreciate the time you've taken with us and welcome back to Montreal.
Yeah, no problem. I am quite excited to be here and be back in the city.
Good stuff. Just for people who listen to us via podcast, you're back for the Montreal TFC game at the Big O, invited by 1642, if I'm correct, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. So
yes, that is correct.
You're gonna hang out with them and hopefully ring the bell a few times for the Impact. Hopefully score against TFC.
I will hopefully be ringing this bell many times over the course of this game.
Great stuff. And I'm pretty sure the whole city of Montreal, who's grateful for you forever, will be very happy to do that. Listen, Cameron, you're recently retired. We all heard you on the Suiting Up podcast where you announced your retirement after 3 seasons MLS. You retired as a Sporting Kansas City player. And even though it was a short career, even in games played due to, being a rookie first year and injuries, how do you reflect on your soccer career, even though it was relatively short, at least your professional soccer career? How do you reflect after a year now?
Yeah, I think that the way I reflect on almost any experience, it's less about the length of the experience, but more about the moments I'll take away from it and the relationships I've built. And I think in those two regards, especially when you look back at my time in Montreal and then in my time in Sporting KC, it's just all those connections that have been made and the highs and lows, winning an Open Cup championship, scoring that goal for Montreal. All these things are special memories that I'll have for the rest of my life, regardless of how long the career was in days or games.
So the moment against Pachuca would have been the same for you whether you played 10 years in MLS or the little games that you played. It would have been the same effect, you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that moment, in terms of how special it was for me or my family or my friends, really would have changed over the course of an even longer career. There's some things that circumstance only brings about so many times in a lifetime, and it was a special confluence of a variety of factors. A team that kind of came out of nowhere to push so far into the Champions League, a rookie who really had no place being on the field at that time, and then an opportunity at the end of the game where I was fortunate enough to be put on the field and put in a position where I could actually do what I was good at for so many years.
You've always been very well spoken, very polite to the media. I understand your role as a player back then. You did very well. But when you will be fed up of answering the question about the Pachuca goal, at what point you will be fed up, or will you ever be fed up talking about it?
No, I don't think I'll ever be fed up talking about it. I think it's a special thing for me. It's a special thing for many people in the city. And I don't know. You can't really be fed up. When people connect over some special memory, it's hard to not enjoy it.
Do you feel you have a lasting bond with Callum Malice forever?
I do feel like I have a lasting bond with Callum Malice forever. Not only because of that goal, but also because he's just one of my closest friends. I try to FaceTime and catch up with him whenever I can.
That's true, because a lot of people talk about the goal, and you always insist on it about the pass. Where I always imagine like a T-shirt with like a foot and a ball, and just call it the pass, and that would be like a great moment also. In addition to
oh my gosh, I mean, he just unleashed a Scottish hammer of a right foot on that ball.
Exactly, it's a great analogy. Because I was a bit critical about the player because I had high expectation for him, but something I knew very well. He's a great passer. He's a good vision. So when I saw him do that, I was watching it live. I was in the press box. I was confused. Was this really a goal? So the whole, it we know the whole story. We're not gonna go through it again, but it was very interesting. But and then with the unfortunate injury at New England, where you hurt your knee, you had to do surgery on it and be out for almost a year. We'll always talk about regrets in life and what ifs, and it's easy to say no, I never regret anything. But do you feel that if you never injure yourself that early and that gravely early in your career, do you feel, I could have been in this league for 5-10 years easily, looking at the players around you and how MLS works?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I think I could have been in the league longer and probably would have stayed in the league longer, just because feeling good is so much about what I try to put myself, or what I try to do. If I'm enjoying something and I'm feeling good doing it, I'll probably keep on doing it. And the fact of the matter is when you suffer so many serious and cataclysmic injuries on your body, it stops being as fun. That being said, I could never predict like how good I would have been given if I played that many years. But I will say that although I would have loved to have been an even better soccer player, I would have loved to have an opportunity to play with the national team and all these amazing things. Mm-hmm. I think that those injuries and the time that it gave me to think and reflect and study and learn things is kind of what has put me in a position to be pursuing something that I'm so passionate about with people that I love. And for that, I really can't be any more happy.
No, it's true. Life takes us wherever it takes us. But I like I said before, I did jinx you because I think it was right at the halftime against Alawenze. If you remember at the Big O, the first leg, semifinal, you had a great game. At least the first half that I remember, and I decided to record something the day after saying Cameron Porter will be the next in line to take over the throne of Didier Drogba in Montreal. Obviously, an exaggeration, a major exaggeration, but was to say that I was impressed by how your style, your energy, and how you just really didn't care. You went at it, and you were really confusing the Alawenze defenders. And I thought, okay, this guy has something. Maybe he's not the most talented per se. If you look at combines, if you look at other players, no one said, oh, he's the new Dom Dwyer or the new the new Don Dwyer, but I felt there was something there. So I'd like to apologize to have jinxed you, I think, even though as a corporate scientist you don't believe in that. So I'm just want to put it out there. So I feel
it's okay. You jinxed me. You put me in a very good position now, and I still got a few fond memories out of it. So don't you worry.
Good. Thanks, Cameron. But and now, as we all discovered via MLSsoccer.com a few years back, you were a KC player and software engineer with MLS. Working on different ventures. Did you feel quickly at that time, okay, this is my career. I need to go back into computer science and software engineering as fast as possible? Did you feel that soccer was going to work for you, or do you just want to play both sides of both sides?
I think it's less of both of those and more of the fact that I am just an incredibly active individual. Mm-hmm. I find that I just love to be doing things. And for me, one of the things that I enjoy doing most is building software. And so it was natural that my time outside soccer, I wanted to be pursuing projects that got me coding and working people up who enjoy building software. And it wasn't the first choice, or not. First choice is the wrong word. It wasn't my initial idea that I'd go work and consult for the MLS, but I spoke to one of my mentors, and he's like, look, it'll be a company that'll be very understanding about your schedule. They'll be excited to work with you. And I really hadn't thought about that. And it was a great opportunity. And the team at the MLS is really an exceptional group. So I was very fortunate to have that work out. And it really gave a lot of structure to my life outside of soccer.
So also it's a great gig, MLSsoccer.com being very digitally, driven and basically pushing the digital border more and more. So, I think you were at the right spot. But because so people don't forget, you're a computer science graduate from Princeton. So going into that software engineering and programming was sort of natural to you in a way. At least you studied that, you liked it. You said many times that you enjoyed doing more classes in your major. So set yourself, why not? But, well, can you tell us a bit about your business venture, Hex Ventures? Because I couldn't understand the formula. I didn't understand everything. And I'm a computer science major, by the way. Confession.
Yeah.
And I was a bad one, obviously, because I couldn't understand anything from the website. No, I'm just joking. It's basically, there's a formula you guys hint at on your webpage. So I was wondering, what is it about?
Yeah, so I'll kind of give you the brief rundown. And I will tell you right now that the website is designed to be confusing because we are still in stealth mode in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I'll give you the overarching themes. So when I was beginning my career in the MLS, I also was helping out a company by the name of the Ivy Research Council, and I was helping them build out their knowledge management system. So they're a consulting firm, so they take in a lot of qualitative data, and basically they're as effective as they are at leveraging that data to produce value for their clients.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time thinking about knowledge management, how it works, how do you create value over time, how does it aggregate in organizations and teams and for individuals. So the formula you see there, which we don't need to walk through line by line, was kind of my theory for how knowledge accrues to a firm. Basically, the knowledge of a firm and the utility of it being proportional to the number of connected pieces of knowledge in your knowledge base. That being said, we've been moving forward and building out a lot of the tooling around this, and it seems like the first product we're going to be releasing is actually a consumer product that really helps empower people to capture and connect their thoughts to create big ideas. And what we do is we leverage network analysis and machine learning to really provide the first suite of tools designed solely for the personal knowledge management system.
That's fascinating because when I was reading about it, I did the comp sci, so when I put it out there, that was a bad comp sci. But from what I was reading from different, writings about talking about this company and reading your blog, I thought, okay, this reminds me of my AI classes and heuristic searching, and I was like, okay, I think it's related to that, but I wasn't sure. So, and when you said machine learning, okay, yeah, machine learning, I got that. Once upon a time, I took a class and forgot everything about it. So, yeah, so I took the IT route, simple and pays the bills. It's very interesting. And when you transition into being, you're basically an entrepreneur. When you transition into being an entrepreneur, do you feel that it's harder to manage your 24/7 schedule? Basically, you do what you want when you want, vis-a-vis a more structured professional soccer player schedule. This is practice, this is mealtime, this is training. How do you handle that transition, being very young? You're only 24, so.
Yeah, I would say that I have a lot of weaknesses, but one of my strengths is definitely my determination. I would say that if there's something I'm passionate about and something I care about doing, I'm going to do everything I can to make it work. Whether it was when I had that knee injury, I knew I still at that point wanted to be a soccer player or a professional soccer player. So I was going to put in the 6 hours a day, making sure that I did everything under the sun to make my knee better. And the same thing goes for this venture. It's just, I'm willing to put in any hours to do this. I love doing it and I want it to work out just because I believe we're building something that's going to create so much value for so many people. And when you kind of have that kind of vision at the end of the tunnel, it's hard not to want to do it in every waking moment.
That's very interesting, Cameron. You're really interesting to listen to be honest. You could just be talking about yourself and me not asking any questions. You make it very easy, to be honest. It's like I said, you're very well spoken. I'm not. You're very well spoken, so I feel it showed quickly when you spoke to me that okay, this guy is different. Even though we see many college players coming from Ivy Leagues, that I think you had something very different and you had a different focus. Listen, Cameron, I won't keep you longer. I appreciate the time you took with me to talk a bit briefly about what's happening before and right now for Cameron Porter. And listen, I appreciate it and I want you to enjoy the game against CFC on Saturday.
Yep, I am very excited to be here. It was great chatting, and yeah, let's go Montreal.
Yeah, go Montreal and go Comsa, yeah?
Exactly.